Hi, I'm Bran, and I love When Calls the Heart.
Hi, I'm Jax, and I like When Calls the Heart.
I'm Dan, and I despise When Calls the Heart, especially when we have to do a wedding episode twice. And this is the
Deck the Hallmark Podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast.
Brandon and friends host this podcast.
We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Hello, everybody.
What was that?
It is Christmas movie week,
It's
everybody.
Christmas movie Eve.
Woo!
Yes.
Woo! Ho, ho, ho.
You've been insufferable this week, Brandon.
I
just
know.
want to let you know. It's October 20th.
Yeah, I can feel it.
I
in
mean,
the
it's
air.
it's almost there. And we've already done our preview episodes. Which movie are you looking forward to the most?
I think the one with, I mean, you guys know I'm a Palaha guy, so
Yeah.
really looking forward to Palaha's stuff.
I like
and you know what?
Marisol Nichols. She's good.
I'm looking for, yeah, and I'm
Brennan Elliott's movie is the one I'm looking forward to the most.
Yeah,
That is
yeah.
a real answer. I promise you. And you know what is a close second?
What's that?
Paul Campbell's movie, if you can believe it.
Wow.
Paul Campbell's movie I'm looking forward to
Yeah,
as
there's gonna be a lot
well.
of
Those
fun.
are the two I'm looking forward to.
And you know what I'm
'Cause he
looking
wrote
for?
it,
I'm
and I
looking
think as a writer, that guy is bang up.
top notch.
Yeah.
I'm excited for the movie with the Rockettes, the Radio
Yes.
City
Oh,
movie.
you know, I'm so excited because I love Jenna Claire and Derek Klena. I've seen him on Broadway twice, Moulin Rouge and Jagged Little Pill, and he's starring with her in it.
You're a Clint ahead.
I'm a huge
I'm a
Klena
Klena
head.
head.
Yeah.
I just think
Julie Sherman Wolf wrote that one, and she's a friend of the show. She's wonderful.
Yeah, I love
I
her.
know I go into every year with wide-eyed wonder, but I think this year's going to be one for the books. I think it's going to be a really good year.
After last year, which I think was easily the most successful year they've had on like record as far as all the movies reaching a certain bar, I think this is it. But this isn't the preview episode. This is When Calls the Heart Season 8 time,
That's
Brian.
exactly season 8, everybody,
Episode
and the
10?
last one that we will do this year. This
So we're not
going to
find out who Elizabeth picks until January, right around the Deckies.
Right around the deckies. That's
right.
exactly right.
Yeah.
But I think that's for the best because
Yeah.
you know what? We don't want to.
No.
We don't want to be too like topical, and we don't want to be too current. Like we want this to be at least almost 2 years old before we get to it. So,
of course.
like that's kind of when we do our best work is when things are
Old.
multiple years old. Rick, how you doing, buddy?
Oh, I'm doing wonderful.
You getting ready for the holiday season?
Festive as ever down at Fitzy's.
Really? You decorate for
we
Christmas
had another
early?
toilet bowl Christmas party, and you did not show up again.
I didn't know about this one.
You were invited.
I didn't know about this one.
There was a formal invitation sent in the mail, written in calligraphy.
When was this?
2 weeks ago, minimum.
Either it was or wasn't 2 weeks.
You get it, minimum.
Minimum.
We all get
so you
toilet
had the
bowls,
Christmas.
and we write what we're thankful for on them, and we wear them around our heads.
That sounds like Thanksgiving.
And then
anymore.
everybody has their own thing they're thankful for.
That sounds like Thanksgiving, though.
But it's October, Brad. Read
Right,
a
but
book.
But you said Christmas.
Yeah, we can combine them. You do it all the time. I'm
just-
Brad. The rules don't apply to me. I can do what I want to do.
I
can celebrate Christmas in October. Fitzy's wants to throw a Christmas bowl party in October which combines Thanksgiving. That's against the rules because I'm Brad.
I'm just confused by a bar that throws a Christmas
I'm confused by your
toilet
face.
seat bowl in October that doesn't have anything to do with Christmas. It's only about Thanksgiving.
There's a tree.
Okay.
Decorations on the tree.
What's on the tree?
My pants.
Great. Are you doing something Christmassy at Christmas time?
Well, of course we are. We'll get to it. Don't worry. Don't worry about you.
Okay. I'm just saying mine got lost in the mail.
It did not. I saw it on your desk. I saw it on your desk. Brian Harold told me he saw it on your desk.
Brian? He's not lying. Okay, he's not lying.
He's not like.
Well, why didn't you give it to me?
No. Don't blame other people. You know who this is. You know who this is. It's you.
It's me.
It's you.
It's me. Did you go, Jax?
Jax was like, it's you. Yeah.
Did you go to the toilet bowl party?
No. That's
Wasn't
not really
intentional.
my speed. Yeah.
she wasn't intentional.
Ted only flies me in once a week. I can't be here for multiple days.
Is Ted? How is Ted doing? Is he mourning?
Because
fact
I'm
that
not
you're
going
not
to be
gonna
in
be-
for a
yeah.
while. Well, he's actually going to come to New York for a few months and just see how things go.
For a few.
And you've
What does
also
that
broken
mean?
off your engagement? Is that what I've heard as well?
What does that mean? He's gonna move to New York and see how things go.
You're starting to get into like a little bit of an Elizabeth Nathan Lucas situation.
Listen, life imitates art. That's what I've always said.
Man, he's going to come to New York for a few months. Huh?
I mean, no, he's not. We're not going to live together, but
no one was saying that. No one was implying that.
He's going to live above the cafe.
I've always wondered.
Lived until you've eaten.
I've personally always wondered what that would be like. Let's talk about When Calls the Heart, season 8, episode 10. This episode is called
"See You Later, Buddy."
For what reason?
Well, I mean, after the wedding.
This is the wedding.
Lucas and Nathan are mad at each other, and one of them has a look like they're saying, "See you later, buddy."
Okay.
Yeah,
See?
cold feet, maybe.
This episode is called
Warm Heart.
This one's called Old Love, New Love. Is this true love?
It is not called
That's the name of the episode.
There's no way
Old
it's called
Love, New Love.
See you later,
this
buddy.
True love.
I like "See You Later, Buddy."
It originally aired.
that support.
Old Love, New Love, Is This True Love? April 25th, 2021, and it went a little something like this. Ned is getting cold feet. You hate to see it. All the men in town start to give him advice. Nearby, at the barber shop, Florence is figuring out her hair for the wedding, which is very similar to when she was figuring out her hair for the bachelorette party, but that's neither here nor there. Elizabeth is apologizing to Rosemary at the dress shop for being a little
together.
What's that?
It's the same episode twice.
For being a little.
That's why.
Now I understand your confusion, Dan.
She apologized for being a little dinker last episode. Now she doesn't really apologize for the way that she basically it was like, "I'm sorry that you're mad" type of thing. They agree basically to be cordial, but I don't think they're going to be best friends anytime soon, and I hate that. Robert is going to be helping deliver the mail. This is a lot for Allie to handle because last week Allie took a liking to Paul, which is Florence's son that we knew about.
Yeah.
And Paul was helping with the mail. Now Robert is going to be helping Paul with the mail. So both of Allie's suitors.
Wait a minute.
Both of Allie's suitors that she likes are doing mail. So that's a pretty big.
Both of Allie's suitors are doing mail.
Yeah. Gowan shows up to talk to Ned about his cold feet, and he's basically like, "Do what you want to do, buddy." And Ned is like, "Well, you want to be my best man?" And Gowan is as surprised as I think all of us are. And Ned says, "You've always been in my corner. I could always trust you." And again, we are all shocked by this. But Gowan, you can't say no. I don't know if you can say, unless you're Panda, you can't say no to being in somebody's wedding party. You remember that?
He did that. Someone asked him to be a groomsman in his the wedding.
Wait, you, Brand?
No, Panda.
And Panda said no. And he said it because he didn't tell him that. He said he couldn't afford the tux.
Wait, that was the truth. Or he
that was
told
the
him
truth,
that.
but he didn't say that. He just said no.
He just said no.
Actually, I do want to say just in defense of Panda and also of being in wedding parties, it's a very responsible thing to decline if you do not feel like you can do the job that they need you to do.
Well, I want to be clear. His role was under $100 and in town, Jax. He wasn't planning wait a minute, okay? He didn't have to buy like a nice bottle of scotch or give a toast. He had to spend $80 and show up in town. That's all he had to do.
Just say I can't afford it, and then the ball's in the guy's.
That's right.
Guy's cool.
High school me without a job probably could have scratched.
Instead, his buddy his buddy's just thinking this guy doesn't like me.
He just said a hard no.
Oh, just a hard no.
Just a hard no.
Not even "I'm sorry, man."
Just like a no.
No, thank you.
No can do.
It's a no for me, dog.
It's over me.
It's no for me, dog.
So Gowan's gonna be the best man is the long end of that short story. Short end of the.
You got it.
So there's a businessman who comes into town, and we find out.
Weeble wobble.
Yes.
Weeble wobble.
But they don't fall down. Isn't that a thing?
Weebles, they don't fall down.
But they don't fall down.
That's right.
You
knew that reference, which is unbelievable.
This guy goes to leave. Jesse recognizes this man and is like, "Stop! Stop!" He says, "This is the guy that took all my money." We'll see if we see that guy again at a later date.
After the break.
At the cafe, no, I think after the next episode.
Okay.
I know it's all
Not
right.
after the
It's-
break.
No, not in this episode.
Got it.
Yep. Molly is checking in on things. How's wedding preps going? Minnie and Claire are like, wedding preps, great. Cake's going to be wonderful. And Molly is, I guess, in charge of cake duty. Is she the bride of honor?
I feel like she's the maid of honor. Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
Maid
Bride
of
of
honor.
honor.
Elizabeth.
Bride of honor. That's bad.
Ned's daughter is in town, and she doesn't want Ned to get married. So we've all been there. Molly heads to the saloon to check on decorations. Molly, the bride of honor, finds Lucas alone in there, and she storms out. Elizabeth goes in and finds out that Katie is like, there's a whole thing going on with Katie, and everybody's worried about this and all of this good stuff. Frickum Hickam finds Fiona at the barbershop and giving Florence time to rest. Hickam sits next to her, and they have a conversation, and like, I think there's something going on there, right?
Yeah, it feels like
Yeah.
there could be.
You felt it, right?
A little something. Yeah.
I'm shipping it.
You're shipping it.
Shipping it.
Okay.
Heard it here first.
Elizabeth talks to Katie and is basically just like, come on, Katie, get over it. And Katie's like, there's been this whole thing, and I can't get over it. But Katie says, I'm gonna struggle with this feeling, but you gotta fight the good fights. I'll be there, basically. Claire and Rosemary work to finish Florence's dress. Elizabeth arrives to tell them that she hopes that Katie will be around. I guess we'll find out. Rosemary gives a brief update on the dress progress. And Elizabeth, being all business in this moment, leaves promptly afterwards. No fun here is basically what we're trying to get at. Carson's finishing up cake. Minnie is like, wow, you would make a good wife. To Carson. Carson's doing this cake.
Yes.
And Minnie says to him, you would make a good wife. And he tells Minnie that he wants to propose to Faith. And so he says he has a ring, and he wants to do this whole thing. Elizabeth talks to Ned, sharing that people have a hard time with this, and that's why Katie's having a hard time with this whole thing because of her past, blah, 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 blah. It's wedding time, everybody. And Angela is playing all the wrong music at the wedding. It's like, maybe play something quicker. Maybe don't play something that quick. Give the girl a break. She's doing the best that she can.
That's right.
Gosh. Comes down, we get the wedding, and everybody's happy about that. They ring the bell that Joseph was adamant in bringing in on a wagon. Got to bring the bell in because it's not a wedding. It's not a church without a wedding. The reception, Elizabeth and Katie are talking some more.
Not a church without a wedding.
Not a church.
Bride of Christ. Amen.
Amen. That's exactly right. Florence and Ned kiss. Carson and Faith talk some more. Blah, blah, blah. You get the deal. Let's get to the good stuff, everybody. Elizabeth pulls Nathan outside, says to him, I don't blame you for Jack's death. To which Nathan grabs her by both hands and says, thank you. And I think this is where your
Confusion came in.
well,
Because last episode was a hands thing as well.
Yes, but then a conversation took place without hands.
That's right.
This one grabs hands, and this is when you got your episode title as well. Lucas looks out the window, catches this embrace,
That's
and
right.
says,
See you later, buddy.
and that, my friends, was When Calls the Heart, Season 8, Episode 10.
See you
Old love,
later,
new love.
buddy.
Is this true love? We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back here on Deck the Hallmark. Hi, everybody. We're talking about wedding again, and it's time to break this episode down. Jax, what do you think about this wedding episode that feels like we've seen it before?
That is true.
Yeah.
And while I won't argue with that, I liked it the first time. And I liked it again, even though it did feel much like the same episode. I love weddings. I just love.
When are you and Ted getting married?
Wrong name. Said the wrong name.
Oh, dang it.
Ted or Alex?
Oh, dang it.
I mean, honestly, it
could have happened to anybody.
Easy
That was a
mistake to
quick
make. Alex
Lulu.
and Ted
Ha
both
ha.
have an E in it.
Yeah,
Listen.
exactly right.
I mean, well, I love weddings so much that it's hard to plan my own.
Yeah,
So.
More than fair.
But I love attending them. And I think that this episode feels really special because I'm very invested in the friendship with Molly and Florence. Probably more so than you guys.
More than anyone in the country.
And I'm a big fan of the actresses, Loretta Walsh and Joanna Newmarch. And
Dan and I both knew that they were friends before this episode.
We totally knew that.
We were like, they're best friends. They do everything together.
Oh,
we knew
yeah,
that.
we love it.
We knew
Flomo,
that.
they have a name together. Flomo.
Flomo? Did you just make that up?
No, oh my goodness. You guys, this is like their friendship name, Flomo.
We don't have a friendship name.
I really love being a
Bam?
fangirl.
Band?
Band.
Bran would be.
Band. Bran.
Dran.
Band.
Dran.
Band.
Dran.
Dran. Dran.
Dran.
is your friendship name.
Dran.
But I
didn't know that. I didn't know that people love them so much that they have a friendship.
I mean, maybe
name.
it's more of a niche group, but I'm a part of it. I love the two of them together, and the actresses.
She looks it up.
It's so hard for me.
It's her and all bots in like this weird group of Flomo, and it's like what in the like some people are there because they think it's like a
is this allergy medicine? I'm looking for Flonase.
Flomo.
Is anyone with me in the chat? I don't think so. There's no Flomo in the chat.
So you love this episode then?
Oh no,
Yeah,
Lisa Ferrona's with you. She says Flomo is a definite thing, guys.
Thank you so much, Lisa. Thank you for validating me, and us, and everyone who is.
There are
Flomo.
dozens of us.
Dozens of us out there,
And they can't keep us down.
But I remember talking to Loretta Walsh about this episode and saying how much who plays Florence.
Got it.
And talking about how much she wanted to do a show about female friendship. And I thought that this was really beautiful, the dialogue that they have here. I'm more invested in that than the wedding itself, frankly. But the end of this episode, again, Team Nathan, I hear you, I feel you, I stand with you. It was upsetting all around for everybody. Yeah. Team Lucas, Team Nathan, it ended a little weird.
I just want to say, you talk about Flomo. Dan and I obviously did. We are huge. I have a problem, and it is a me thing because the show has moved on. But it is so hard for me to care about all of the pockets of friend groups. And it's just like I'm so used to it. Like it was Elizabeth and Jack, and that was the show. And now it's not that. It is about the ensemble, and it is about all the friends group. And some of them I just don't care about. And that was a lot of this episode, unfortunately. Like I didn't really care about this wedding, even though I like weddings. I just didn't care about this wedding. It felt like they got married very quick.
They kissed in this episode for the first time.
Yeah. So I don't know. This episode was tough for me to care about. Because I think now we're getting to the point, we're getting to the nitty gritty where a decision is getting ready to come down the pipeline, and things are happening with Elizabeth and Nathan now finally after seasons of them teasing it. And yet I'm stuck with a wedding that I don't care about, with friend groups that I don't care about, and like little bits of things that I do care about. And so this episode I think was my least favorite of the season, and for that reason, because it was a lot of people that I don't care about.
Yeah,
does that make sense?
I'm with you, Brando. It's the most boring episode of the season, and it is only saved from boredom by the last 30 seconds where something happens. Before the last 30 seconds, we have Carson just trying to find someone to give a gosh darn about he and Faith's relationship. We have a wedding between two characters who would have been, and I want to check my notes here, maybe I and Jay on the call sheet. Like they got 2 full episodes for their wedding. Elizabeth and Jack got 10 minutes. We have a bunch of other storylines that don't matter. And it just feels like wheel spinning to not deal with the issue at hand, which is the showrunners have opened up this Pandora's box where Elizabeth has decided to, at least through her eyes, heart, and actions, emotionally cheat on what it amounted to be an actual relationship with Lucas. And it doesn't make any sense. It's bad all the way around, and I hated it. That's all I got.
Fair enough, buddy.
Flomo, though. Learned something new today.
Flomo. It's a Flomo time. Guys, let's talk about feels. Any feels for you, Flomo? Flomo fan?
Yeah, I mean, I was, and Hillary's also chiming in and saying that she knows Flomo. So, you know what I'm saying, guys? We're all feeling the Flomo. We're all here now, the 3 of us. Right. Yeah, I had big feelings with the Flomo feels. I also, you know, I will say not as many feels as you would think I would feel for a wedding episode.
That's right. Yep.
Although when they did have their first kiss and Florence gets really giddy and schoolgirl-ish and has this little giggle, I was a little Twitter-pated there. I thought it was really sweet and really lovely. Was it also confusing?
Yes.
Yes. But was it sweet and was I in for it? Did it, tickle my heart? Also, yes.
Yeah, I ended this episode mad. And I'm not like it's just ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's bad television. It's like not in like the sense that I didn't like it. It's like you're breaking rules of TV and character development.
It's wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong. Nathan had no right. The fact that her saying "I don't blame you" was signaled for him to grab her hands was not cool to me. But also the fact that she didn't pull away was not cool to me.
Yeah.
It is bad all around, and it makes me mad, and I don't like it one bit because we had a good thing going. She was holding the hand and getting snuggly over there with Lucas. And I'm like, you know what? This feels good. I can get down with this.
Yeah.
At least there's something. But now it just feels like everything is not as it should be. And I don't like it. I don't like Elizabeth and Rosemary not being friends. I don't like any of that. There's a lot of this that I just don't particularly care for. And so I'm not a fan. And so that's how I feel.
How you feel, Brian?
That's how I feel.
Yeah, my feeling, Brian and I are in lockstep here. I think for having 8 straight episodes where I'm like, Team Nathan, what's your problem? It's very evident that the showrunners are doing something. Well, the showrunners don't know what they're doing, or if they do, they're not doing it well, because Team Nathan fans have a right to complain right now. But the only place I would differ with Team Nathan fans, and I wouldn't stand with them, is I do think Nathan is part of the problem. I think him continuing to pursue, which at one point were unwanted advances, I think was read the room, bro. I do. I feel that way. But I also feel like the showrunners have now what they've done is they're like, hey, we promised a love triangle. We promised a choice. We want to get ratings. So let's kind of gin up this kind of murky water where Elizabeth is torn and it's manipulative and it's wrong, and I hated it for everyone involved. And I do think, wildly enough, Lucas is the only stand-up character of the 3 of them. So, yeah, I feel pretty strongly about that.
Wow, everybody. He said it. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back, and we'll see what else he'll say here on
Said what I said.
Take the homework. Pump up the jams.
Pump it. I like that. I know that reference too.
Yeah, you do. We've actually been working on a lot of different radio little intros that Brian thinks when he starts, because Christmas season starts on, he's going to be joining us for all the Christmas movies. He thinks to really pep it up some, and he gave us 100? Is that am I wrong? Of different sounds that he thought we could interject throughout, and you just went with 3 of them there, and I'm not sure they play.
Singapore Sunday.
Singapore Sunday with a cat row at the end of it? I'm very confused.
I don't know.
Water, please. What is that? What do you like, Brian? I don't know where you got water, please. I don't know what that even means.
Team Ashley Simpson. Yeah. Team Ashley Simpson.
I think he did say he bought these in 2010, and I do think
that makes a lot of sense.
That
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
she was getting a lot of flack back then.
Yeah, lip syncing in the SNL.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll figure it out later, Brand.
Now Ashley Simpson at one point dated Ryan Cabrera. We once shared a green
dressing
room with
That's right.
Ryan Cabrera.
Yes.
So we've basically almost shared a green room with Ashley
And
Simpson.
he said he'd come on our show.
He did. He was in a Lifetime movie, I think, a couple years ago.
He's a handsome gent.
Yeah,
He is.
he is.
He is.
I think he was a swell fellow.
No one has done more with one song. I think.
Absolutely. What's the song that he is?
I don't remember. I always forget what I need to remember.
Gosh,
he played it 2 years ago.
He
on
did.
WGN,
He absolutely did.
I'll look up Ryan Cabrera. It'll pop up immediately.
Yeah, thank you. Jackson, anyway, what's for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think we'll all.
Are you Team Ashley Simpson?
On the way down,
I saw you and saved me from myself. I don't know why on the way down. And he's got the hair.
And it's just a little Gavin DeGraw-ish, just a little bit.
Yeah, he was a poor
Is
man's
he a
Gavin DeGraw.
one-hit wonder in that
Oh,
regard?
I think so.
Okay.
Andy dated Ashley Simpson. Ashley Simpson had a reality show, and Ryan Cabrera was on it a lot because of that.
I am waiting.
Tuesday, I am fading. Wednesday, I can't wait. Seems like I heard it in my head on something real. I like the way that feels. The pieces of me.
You missed out on
You didn't want to jump in on that?
I mean,
Do you not know Ashley Simpson?
You missed
she
out on
wasn't
30
my-
years
she
of culture
wasn't.
somehow.
I really did.
You were in a bunker with like Hallmark and Pump Up the Jam.
At least you got put with the chance.
What was the Weebles reference from? How did I know that?
That's like a
Weebles
toy
wobble
from
and they don't
years
fall
ago.
down.
Oh
That's right.
gosh, I have no idea how things get
And
into my
you're
brain.
way younger than me.
I know.
I don't know how
I
this
know
is
a lot
happening.
of plays
Yeah, that's
and
right.
books. So that's anyway.
Man, you're cool.
Yeah, awesome, Jack.
Do you want to talk Shakespeare?
Pin him.
Pam.
Pin him.
Wait,
what?
what?
Yes.
Yeah, I think we're all wondering
What just
about the
happened
best
the
man
last
thing,
10
and that what just happened just now. I think for me, I'm also wondering why Elizabeth chooses when other people are having big life moments. That's when she needs to confront Nathan.
This
It's
is
the
my
same
moment.
thing. Like it's the same thing when it was Bill on the horse, and now it's their wedding.
Yeah.
And she needs to use these moments to make it about.
She's a me
her.
monster. She's a me monster.
She is a me monster.
Me
And
monster.
look, I like Elizabeth. I love Aaron Krakow, but she's going through it right now. She's going through it, and it's difficult to watch. So that is my biggest what is like, girl, you got to get yourself in check. Check yourself before you wreck yourself.
My biggest thing in this that I just kept wondering as I was watching this episode is, does anybody outside of the Greenies, we love you Greenies,
Love you.
any other fans of the show watching this, were they remotely invested in the Carson Faith storyline, or are they over it at this point?
Gosh.
I can't imagine there are people that are just like, what's going to happen with them? Because it's just the same conversation
Team Infirmary.
every Decom episode. Is
Team
that a thing?
Infirmary.
I saw Flomo in
Team
the
Infirmary is
infirmary
a
live.
thing.
Team
if you can believe it.
Infirmary?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I love watching Paul Green, and I love,
It's
But
fine.
they
It's just the
literally-
same conversation every episode.
They
And he-
put
but
him
he's
on
at
a
the-
stationary bike and just told him to pedal.
Yeah.
with the ring in his pocket.
It's
Yeah.
bad.
Well, and that's my last one talking about him is he does pull out the ring that he has in his pocket, and he says that he was going to propose to her, I believe he says at Christmas, but she didn't come home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he says that he's kept the ring in his pocket
Since then.
ever since.
Yeah.
That is
In case the mood strikes.
one weird commitment, because I'm assuming you're washing your pants or you're changing pants, daily, bi-daily, whatever.
Bi-daily?
Yeah.
That's
Like every other day.
bi-daily. It could be twice a day.
Or twice a week. Twice a day. It's either twice a day or every other day.
4 for 2 situation.
4 for 2. But the word "by" when it comes to time is
Here we go.
an absolute mystery.
Like, we'll
Wind up
talk
the
about
pitch.
it.
Guys,
What do you want to know, you guys?
The wind up the pitch.
You're
Here it
with me
comes.
on this one. The word "by," particularly in relation to time, bi-weekly, bi-monthly, the fact that it can mean whatever you want it to mean is wild. Right?
Yeah.
You with me on that?
I'm totally with you.
Thank you.
If somebody said bi-weekly, they could mean every 2 weeks, or they
Or they
could
could mean twice a week.
twice a week.
Yeah.
Right.
And that
Bi-monthly,
is-
same thing.
But
We're
I
gonna
think
do-
I don't think that's true because biannual means twice a year.
as far as we know,
But
or
bi-weekly always means every 2 weeks. This is a mess.
And that's not your fault.
That's
and
what I'm
thank you for
saying.
bringing that up. Honestly, Brandon,
in
it needs to be
relation to
addressed.
time.
But no one says bi-daily unless
We don't know that.
they're bi-daily.
That's exactly right.
Well-
Yeah, exactly.
I just think
I
what
love
was
being
my
bi-daily.
what was my
There you go.
point?
See?
What was my point? Changing his pants. Like that's a lot of
pants.
commitment to constantly be taking out the ring and being like, I'm gonna put this in here, like just in case the fancy strikes. Like I just don't know what's going on with that.
Yeah.
Dan,
Oh man, it's hard to recover. I don't think we will. I only have one more, and it's Ned made Gowan his best man. What in the world? We've had some real doozies on this show when it comes to weddings and wedding parties.
best man, Jesse asking Lee.
Jesse asking Lee, and it was like they made them this father-son thing over the course of 2 episodes. This is the top of the heap, though. He was 1 inch away from murdering Ned over an open envelope. And Ned says, "You've always been in my corner." Is he talking about like a physical corner that they both have to, they have bunk beds in a corner? Because it's not a metaphorical corner. He's not been in that one. That was terrible. And I couldn't be more over Carson asking people to care about this wedding situation. Like, he has talked to everyone in town. Yeah. He's going to go find like other towns of people to talk to and be like, do you think I should, the fellowship? No one cares, bro. Just keep stepping.
Keep stepping.
Although I did laugh when we were watching this, and you're like, he's just shopping this story around to
Just
anyone.
like,
or
someone
anything.
care. Someone care,
We've all
please.
been there. If you ever been like the broken record that you're just going around like trying
There's
to
always a
find
moment
someone
where
who's
you realize,
invested.
man, after the third person, like nobody cares.
No one cares.
cares.
Maybe
Somebody
this
tell
isn't
Carson.
interested.
Yeah.
Let's do this. Let's get to the hopes and valleys where we talk about what in this episode gave us hope for the future and maybe people in his house. Jax?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with bumming out again that Lucas had to watch this happen, and that we well, I'm just gonna say it. We know that Elizabeth leaves and doesn't say goodbye to him either. So I know that's going into the next episode, but not that I've watched
Not
it.
that you would ever watch it.
I mean, I did review it on the Bubbly Stash, so I'm
You can find that wherever
remembering
you
what
listen
I
to
can
podcasts.
review listen to podcasts.
Can he find it?
It is still there.
Okay.
I don't
Yeah,
know
it
why
is.
you'd go back, but you could if you'd like. So I'm
You
still.
getting those residuals, those podcast residuals?
Oh yeah, those podcast residuals
Big
coming in
checks.
hot.
Big checks.
Big money, no whammies. See, I have another reference that
Oh,
people
yeah.
know.
Press your luck.
Things.
1970s game show.
And I think that I'm hopeful that we are now done with all of the wedding shenanigans after 2 episodes. I've had my fun, but now I'm done, and I want to move on to other things.
I've not
Yeah,
had
my
fun, and I've
fear,
been done.
my fear if I didn't know that Paul Green was leaving the show at the end of the season would be that we're getting another wedding this season. Like that he's going to propose and they're going to have a wedding because that's how quickly they turn weddings
That's right,
around
they turn
here in
them
Hope
around.
Valley. They turn it around
Jack
real
and
quick.
Elizabeth, 10 minutes.
So that would be my
Here's
valley if I didn't know because I'd be like, oh boy, we're gonna do this. My hope is that someone fills Lucas's teacup and he just gets to keep holding that sucker all day long because I want there to be somebody that just constantly brings him more tea because I never want to see him without a teacup ever again.
Bran, that's very sweet.
That is. You know what my hope is? I have a
Gustav.
hope this week.
Okay.
Is that I don't have to deal with When Calls the Heart for 2.5 months.
Yeah.
This is it. We're going to put it
That's
away
right.
for 2.5 months.
We're gonna put it on the shelf.
And then you know what, in January, I think I'm going to feel fresher. I'm going to feel like I haven't watched a dozen of these
This
in
is
24 hours.
this is like
It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome,
that's
right?
beautiful.
Right?
Yeah.
You dug deep there.
I did. And I made it happen.
Yeah.
What's your valley? Anything?
No, all rise from here. It can't get worse than this, right? The Flomo wedding. Saw him live.
Flomo. We got a What's Calling My Heart?
We do. Email us hello@deckthehallmark.com. Tell us what's calling your heart. Please do. If you're listening right now, please do. Hillary Kovacs emailed us, and she says, hi, y'all.
Hi, y'all.
Something that has been calling my heart recently has been live theater.
Yeah.
I love you, Hillary.
I recently went to a production of Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, and I love the energy, the music, and everything about it. The theater was outside. If anyone is ever near St. Louis, you must visit the Muni. That's true. I lived in St. Louis. It's wonderful. But the night cooled off enough that it was comfortable. I mean, it's October, so of course it would, Hillary. And we got to see a beautiful sunset behind the stage. The best part for me was being a part of this crowd, constantly cheering and applauding, and just being in awe of the talent of the performers. I'm thankful for any chance to get to see what people do, what they do best. Wow, that's really well said. Of course, a perfect example of this is journeying with y'all as you get through When Calls the Heart each and every week. Thanks for all the laughs and for taking us on this ride with you. 1 week closer to Christmas.
Woo!
Hillary, God bless
You
you.
said it, Hillary. We did,
Thank you
everybody.
so
Congratulations. We will be back in January with more When Calls the Heart fun. We'll be back next week with Christmas fun. Here on Deck the Hallmark. Until then, maybe we'll be the first to wish you.
Hey, Deck the Hallmark. Merry
Deck the
Christmas.
Hallmark is
Merry-
the Sounds Fun podcast. It's produced by Tracy Millis' name. It's recorded live in that Greenville, South Carolina. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com.